Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I have for you another speed renovation challenge. So this one I found on the gallery. I don't know the name because I took a picture of like the info part, but I missed the name for some reason, so it'll be in the down bar who created it. But they write in the description, this drab old home was abandoned in the early 90s and is in desperate need of a revamp. Jenna Sims and her roommate Aiden Burrow have bought this place to renovate into a more modern home for the two friends. They have 60,000 and their main focus is more updated aesthetic and opening up the floor plan. Anyone who renovates this, please comment below. Okay, I didn't have to read that far, but I did. Okay, so you start off here. This is a live commentary, by the way. Usually I do the voiceover for it, but I thought live would be better because sometimes I rush through homes and I'm like, oh, I didn't have enough time. I can't say everything I want to, so we're going to do it nice and slow. So the outside, you see, it's very earthy, I guess you could say that. Got a lot of plants, a lot of trees, a lot of the vine thingies out front. But yeah, I mean, it is, first of all, let me back up here. Let's appreciate the structure. Yes, Harley, I know it's ugly, but you have to be nice, okay? Be nice. The structural build of this house is very nice for like a simple like rancher style home. Very nice. Would you please, I know you want to be in this video, but sometimes it doesn't work that way, okay? You don't just get to make your appearance. Okay, so you come through the front door here and you're met by smack. A freaking stupid little no need for freaking entryway. I prefer my entryways to be open. I don't like this like closed space. There we go. But you do have a wardrobe here and you come in and it's just this gross carpet. Very 90s aesthetic though. So I give props. This weird living room, which is like, okay, let's just take a seat on the couch here for a second. And like, yep, nope, I love watching TV. Let me just crank my neck this way. I suppose if you were lying down, it'd be fine. But like, or in this chair, be like, yes, TV. So that's an issue. And then you come over here, and it's like cupboards to the kitchen aren't bad. But the kitchen itself is like this super teeny tiny, like, nonsense of a kitchen. And then you fly over here, and you got this weird dining room, which has two missing chairs. Don't know where they went, but they disappeared somehow. And they're like, if you're sitting here, you're like, where would your head be? Like right about there? The windows are really high, like super duper high. So that's an issue. Don't worry, I do open up the floor plan. Spoiler alert, I already built it. I open up the floor plan quite a bit. This little one block hallway with these growing vine things. This is a bathroom, just a small bathroom. It is 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, and then I keep it 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. This disgusting ass little kid's room, not appealing. And then this room, which isn't too bad, nice size, good size. I think I make it a little bit bigger. The bathrooms stay pretty small. Unfortunately, they stay pretty small because I had limited space to work with and I wanted to keep my budget. I didn't want to go over my budget. So you come out to the backyard and it is a nice, spacious backyard. But this person, I guess to make a dried out pool, they like make a basement, which takes me forever to figure out that it's even a basement. But good sized backyard, very nice home. Like, structural wise, it's a very nice home and it's super easy to renovate. So we're going to get into that here and I hope you enjoy and I'll see you when I start building. Thanks guys. So here we are, just of course deleting all of the contents on the inside, and then I go through and reset my money to 60,000 because I don't believe in like 60,000 and then all the stuff that you delete equals money. Because when you buy a house like this that considering it's 2017 and this house was abandoned in the 90s, all of the stuff would be worthless. So I delete everything. I usually don't delete all of the walls inside, but they wanted an open floor plan, so I'm like, okay, gonna start fresh and new and clean and then go from there. So that's what I'm doing, and then I'm setting my money to 60,000, and that included all the walls and stuff. Of course, I find that I didn't delete everything, and so I end up with a little bit more, but other than that, it is roughly around 60,000. I mean, who's counting? So I went and I did the floor all the same color except for the bathrooms. I thought that was a nice flow for the room. And then you see me in the future struggle with the roofs, because what else is new, right? I've been getting better, okay? My building has been getting better. Okay, let's be honest, guys. I've watched some tutorials online of how to build. I've always been like just like a plain box building type of person. A box, some windows, and put a roof on it and call it a home. Like, I more so go into detail on the inside than I do on the outside. So that is more my forte, but that's okay. I am getting better, although this is what I like to do. Somebody else builds the outside and I just make it nice. This kitchen doesn't stay here because I ended up having to move the walls around. This video is also cut into 2 parts because I ended up having to go to school. I told myself, don't start now, you're gonna have to go to school in like an hour, just leave it, but I'm like, I want to do it now. So I started it, and then I ended up having to go to school, and that was so sad. I didn't want to go. It's one of those, my Wednesday class is only from 4 till 7, so sir, rude. And I don't have anything to do before it. So it's like I'm just waiting until 3 o'clock. And although that sounds super nice, like you get to sleep in and stuff, it is such a drag to have to wait. I don't have to leave until 3 o'clock, and it's like I'm pulling my hairs out. Like, I just want it over with. And I'm not like a staying up kind of, I mean, I am a staying up kind of late, but I'm not like a staying out kind of late. I like to come home and like, rude, I'm trying to, don't look cute. That's not fair. You can't look cute after, don't look so cute. Okay, anyway, yeah, I don't like to stay out super late unless I'm like planning to stay out late, but usually I like to just come home and like be my introvert self and watch YouTube videos or play The Sims or watch Twitch, anything. Like, I just like to hang out with myself, which sounds really bad, but it's kind of what I like. I kind of enjoy. People don't really understand that about me. I used to piss my mom off all the time. She used to think that I was gonna end up like super lonely and I didn't know how to get along with people and stuff, and I'm like, it's not that I don't know how to like talk to people, it's just that I don't like people. I prefer to be home. Yes, sir, I know, I prefer to be home with you. Yes, you're absolutely right. I don't know, I go out, if my friends, like, invite me out, I don't say no. It's just, they kind of know, like, okay, she doesn't want to go out, like, every weekend. Like, she wants some time to herself, because I'm always out. I'm either at work or at school, so, like, there's limited time to... Okay, guys, I'm going to pause my story for a second. Just ignore what I'm doing in the video. This doesn't stay. This is hideous. Yeah, so I prefer to stay home some nights, most nights, like every night, unless my friends beg me and plead me to go out, and then I will, like, not willingly. No, I'm just kidding. But yes, so I say way too much. I realize that about myself. I'm trying to fix it, but just bear with me, okay? So 4 to 7 class. I had to leave a little bit early that day because I had a meeting with my academic advisor because I am graduating soon, and I just wanted to, like, quadruple confirm that I'm actually graduating and that I actually have the credits, because I have a fear that they're going to be like, yeah, no, you can totally graduate, and then come back after I have handed my application and be like, oh, no, just kidding. So I triple checked with her, which is really weird because I've seen this lady 3 times now, and every single time, I mean, it's not a whole lot, but every time I have to, like, reintroduce myself. She's like, oh, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm like, I'm Janelle, and she's like, yes, it's an outrage, Charlie. And she's like, oh, it's nice to meet you, and I'm like, what? No, I've met you before, like, you know, you should know this. It makes me a little nervous that my academic advisor doesn't know who I am, but, you know, not going to stress about it or anything. So I am eligible to graduate from what she says. We'll see. Hopefully, I mean, the way that I calculated it and the way that she calculated it, we came to the same conclusion. Yes, you can get the hell out of here in April. So my convocation isn't until June, but I am officially done school in April. So it is both exciting and terrifying all at the same time, because like you're like, yay, I'm done these like 4 or 5 years of torture, and I've been in I went from high school to university, so I've been in school since I was 5. So it's like, oh my god, I'm ready to be done. But then also, oh my god, this is the only thing I know how to do. Like, I don't know how to be an adult. I don't know how to do real life things. Like, I don't know how to function with a real job. I don't want to get up every morning at like 7 a.m. to go to work. What? Now I'm panicking. I don't want to do that. I know. You're so upset for me. You say, Mommy, you stay home all day. So yeah. So it's both exciting and scary. It feels kind of like when you graduate high school, but when you're actually like walking along the stage in high school, you know if you're going to university or not. So it's like, it's terrifying to go to university, but it's so much more terrifying to become an actual adult. University, you're not an adult, okay? You spend most of your time hanging out with friends or sitting at home like I do on your computer. So it's not like, nobody expects anything out of you except for you to go to school. When you are done school, people expect you to like immediately come out with a job, make a decent amount of money, buy a house within a couple of years, and that's it. Bada bing, bada boom, you're done. I'm sorry. I live in a place where the average price of a house here is $1.2 million. If you expect me to earn that and buy a house, you are crazy. If you want to help me and give me some money, but I don't think anybody can. It is crazy expensive where I live to buy a house. Last year was like our housing price increased by like 33% or something. Last year was insane, which is crazy because that was the time that my family bought a new home. So it was like, we were in the midst of it, and it's just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to like buy a house and have to deal with mortgages and all of that crazy stuff. Also, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to afford to move out here. 1.2 million is the average, and that's not even a nice house. If you go into, so I live just outside of the city of Vancouver, but if you go into Vancouver, you will not find a house that is not meant to be torn down for less than 1.2 million. Not even close. You might not even get a tear down for 1.2. And even if you come outside of like 2 hours away from downtown Vancouver, you're still paying over $1 million. So here, there is a cut. I don't know why it went black there, but there's a cut. It's the next day I went to school. I cried. No. But yeah, so it's like insane to think that people expect me to come out of university with a good enough paying job to buy a house. And all of our jobs are in Vancouver, so it's like I would prefer to live in Vancouver if I could, but I can't. So that's my rant and rave about the housing prices. So please don't rant and rave about housing prices, because I get it. Or do. Because I also understand that some people look at places with lower housing prices and like, you guys are so lucky you have such cheap houses. But you also have to realize that they probably have a lower minimum wage and a less chance of getting a job, like a higher unemployment rate. Because if you go back east, which is where some of my family is from, their housing is like super duper cheap, but they also don't have any jobs. So it's like I don't know. It's kind of like you never win in this day and age. You just never win. You kind of just have to save up and hope that you have enough money to buy a house. But that is where I am at in my adulthood. Okay, I am not ready to be sufficient, and if all of you are like, well, why don't you just rent a place, because if houses are 1.2 million on average and people buy houses or buy apartments to then rent out to people, how much do you think they're gonna rent them for? They have to pay that mortgage. So there is also okay, let me break this down for you. I hope I have enough time with the video playing. But so in the summer of 2016, we had a housing crisis, I guess you can say, where people were buying houses at such a high rate that it wasn't like your typical house buying. You didn't go see a house, say you like the house, put in an offer, and then the owners come back and say, no, we want this much. You go back and say, okay, I'm willing to come up this much. There was none of that negotiation. It was, you go to see a house, if you like it, you put in an offer. So do 10 other people. 10 other people are competing for that house because we have such a short limit on housing and so many people trying to buy. So you are then trying to compete with 10 people. You have one time to submit an offer. That is it. If you do not get it on that one time, you move on, you take another house. So we sold our old house in May. We did not buy a house until we sold our house. When did we sell our house? We sold our house in April. We did not buy a house until July. And that was with looking every single weekend, and we had put on, I think this house that we live in now is our 6th offer, I think, maybe. Anyway, so the whole point of me telling you this story is because that's how it is now with the renting market. I don't know if it's still like that, but I know there was a problem with people where you're now bidding to rent somewhere. So like say an apartment, a typical 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment in like not a great part of town, like a pretty shitty part of town, goes for about $1,200. So say you see an apartment for $1,200 and you want to thus rent said apartment. Well, you say, hey, you email this person, hey, I want to rent this apartment. Well, the landlords were coming back and being like, okay, I have 10 other people interested. My highest person is saying they'll rent it for $1,300. So do you want to come above that, or do you not want the place? So then you're like, no, I want 13. I'll pay $1,350 for it. Well, then he comes back and said, okay, my other person says they'll go 14. So you see this like issue with trying to move out. It is incredibly terrifying. My brother moved out just before this crisis happened, and he lives, oh no, I just hit that, I'm sorry, he lives in I don't want to be rude, but he lives in like the not so nice part of town. Okay, the reason this is taking so long, I'm off track now, is because there was a dog outside my window that sounded like it was like yelping, and it sounded like it was on my deck, so I wanted to go make sure that wasn't happening. So that's what that pause was. Anyway, he lives in like a pretty shit area, like a really, really bad part of town, and he pays for 1 bedroom and a den, so not even 2 full bedrooms, and it's a really small apartment. He pays $1,200. So it's intimidating because if you go and rent, you will never own a home because all of your money goes to rent and to living. So you'll never be able to save up for a home. So it's a little intimidating to graduate university, but I am excited. I know this all seems like, wow, she really doesn't want to, she's not excited at all. I am super pumped to be done, so excited to just move on with this part of my life, and not have to, it's hard. At one point I was doing full-time school and working 2 jobs, so it was like, the jobs were not hard. None of my jobs were hard. It was just the fact that I had to go to work. It was time consuming, and that time I didn't have time to do my homework. And homework was piling up, and tests were coming up, and usually around midterm time I was freaking out because I had so much to do, and then around finals time I was freaking out because I had so much to do. So it was just a lot of stress. So I'm excited for that stress to be gone and for it to just be replaced with, okay, I have to get up and go to work. So that is all. It was quite a rant, but I listen, if you are from a place where housing is expensive, then you know my struggle. Okay, you know the struggle of people from back in the day when housing was not that expensive, being like, oh yeah, you can totally go out and afford to buy at least an apartment. I'm like, whoever you are, you cray, okay? That ain't happening, okay? I am not, no. I might, but I don't want an apartment, because I have a dog, and dogs in apartments, I don't want to have to wake up at 2 a.m. and take him down to go to the bathroom. Odds are I won't get an apartment in a super duper nice part of town, no matter where you live. Let me tell you, people, I used to be that kid that was from the wrong side of the tracks, okay? I used to get it. I used to play a sport with people who were thought they were from the right side of the tracks but weren't. But they never made fun of me, and they never made me feel like, purposely made me feel inferior because I was from the wrong side of the track. But I always felt like I was, because people assume that because I live there, bad things happen. And bad things happen, but you know what, guys? Bad things happen everywhere. I don't want anybody to ever feel lesser for being from a place that doesn't, isn't the wealthiest. Like, you can do whatever you set your mind to, no matter what your family is, no matter where you come from, no matter how you struggle in life, you can do it. So, all right. That being said, I don't even know where I was going with that. God damn it, my brain sometimes. I don't want an apartment. I don't want to live. I don't want to have to leave. I don't want to have my dog, who has known nothing but a backyard, and go into an apartment. So my goal, if I do ever move out, is to own a townhouse, at least. Because it has a somewhat of a yard. Sometimes if you get like an end unit, you can get a wraparound yard, which is technically big for townhouses. So that is the goal. I mean, the ultimate goal is to own a home, but that will never happen unless I leave where I am, which is a possibility for me. But I really like where I live, as far as, like, aside from this winter. This winter was shit. Like, weather-wise and, like, people-wise, it's quite a culture shock. And if anybody is from the Lower Mainland, or British Columbia, or the Greater Vancouver area, you will know that we are our own type of people. We are the most chill, yoga pant wearing, like, yes, we are known for our marijuana, okay? That is what we are known for, BC Bud, but that is not why we are chill, all of us. Some people are, but not this particular person. But we're just, like, super laid back, super, like, chill. We don't really care about too much. We're super easygoing, so it's just, I don't know. It is just a different way of life here, and I don't think I could get used to anything else. I don't know. It's strange, guys. It's a strange world out there. I like living where I live. So I just have to work hard and hope that one day I can afford a house. Maybe I'll get a super good job. Who knows? So enough ranting and raving about the housing market, because I'm pretty sure most of you have either fallen asleep or are watching a different video at this point. And if you have stuck with me, then thank you for all of this ranting and raving. Most of you who have probably stuck with me are probably the people in my situation, or who are, like, looking to buy homes, or are in their adulthood, leaving university and feeling this pressure that we are all feeling. But I wanted to end this rant before the video ends, so I don't just cut off. But we are doing the backyard now. It is just super simple. I explained this in the fly through, but it's just like, this place was meant for adults, so I made it very adulty. It's not a word, but, like, just no, like, kids things, just a place for them to chill and hang out, and maybe have, like, a barbecue, even though they don't have a barbecue, but if you want to put a barbecue in, you can, and just to hang out, I would envision them to be, like, young adults. The whole description was their two friends buying this house, so I would envision them to be, like, their 20s, and this house not to be $1.2 million, and for them to just buy the house and, like, just chill and have friends over and hang out in their backyard at the pool and throw a pool party and all that fun stuff that I would do if I owned a home at 20 or 22 or 23 or 30 or 40, or even if I ever own a home, okay? So I end up changing some of the landscaping around, because I'm like, I spent all my money and I would like to do some of the front landscaping. So that is what's happening here. Overall, I didn't go super overboard with the landscaping. I gave the house some flower boxes and put in a couple trees, and that was about it. I didn't want to do, like, a lot of landscaping. I wanted to keep it quite simple. So I'm just fixing it up, and we're going to enter into the fly through soon. So thanks so much for listening to my ranting and raving. And here we go, guys. Bye. Okay, guys, here we are at the end of the build. We're just going to do a quick fly through here. This is live commentary. I know I don't usually do it like this, but I'm trying something. I think this might work out better, because I have ideas in my head as I'm flying through it, but then I never say them. So anyway, you come in the door and you have this beautiful carpet. If I can get that in real life, please let me know where I can get that because I want it. Pretty simple, just like plants and a place to hang your coats. Then you walk in and the person wanted open floor plan. I don't know why I said that so weird, but I have to move the trash can. Okay, I'll do that after. But so I opened it as best as I could. I think it's pretty open aside from the fact that you can't directly see the living room, but it is pretty open. You have a little bar here with a nice kitchen, nice gray themed kitchen here, and I'll move the trash can, don't worry. And then a nice little like eating nook because it's only 2 people, so they shouldn't need anything too drastic. It's also a pretty small house. Lots of artwork, which I really love. This cozy little living room here, which fits 2. Like I said, it's only 2 people. It's a small house, so I try to do my best with the space that I had. I prefer a smaller space because it looks less open. So, a little desk here, and then you fly through here, and you get the girls' bedroom, which I think turned out quite nice. Didn't go as extravagant as I usually do on bedrooms, because there is technically 2 master bedrooms since they both have their own bathroom. But and here's just a simple, plain, nothing really interesting bathroom. And then across the hall is the boys' room. Nothing super fantastic about it, just plain and simple. I had a budget of about 60,000, so it was what I did with the 60,000. I used all of it, like every last penny. Backyard is pretty simple but pretty nice. Just a little area to like, I don't know, chillax, and a pool. Because it's an adult-only home, I kind of tailored it to that, so just like a simple pool and a place to garden. So that is it, guys. That is all that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this renovation, and if you want me to renovate one of your house, don't forget to use the hashtag NSGReno in the Sims 4 gallery, and I'll make sure to check it out and renovate one of your guys' houses. And that's all I have for you today, so thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys!